I'll record this so that the other ladies who aren't here can watch later. But I didn't really know what to talk about tonight, but I got a recommendation to talk about the inviting process and helping people to come to the commitment phase and to actually to sign up and to make the commitment and get started, because I feel like this is a common problem that we see a lot. And so I feel like there's a few things that we can do to remedy this and to make things better and to have more success when it comes to that commitment time. So first off, I think it's really important that we first look at what we're doing, because it always comes back to us, right? It always comes back to whether or not we're doing the vital behaviors. And it always comes back to whether or not we're posting every day and whether or not we're posting about fitness and motivation. Because if people go to our profile and they just see like pictures of kids or animals or shared stuff from other people or like funny cat videos and stuff, then they're gonna be like, what's this girl talking about? Like,
unless they're crazy cat people, and
but her profile page has nothing about it. That doesn't look legit at all. So that's why it's so important to be sharing like fitness, motivation, talking about what you're doing, sharing your journey, just being a product of the product. And then the invites are super important too. So most of the top coaches do at least 2 call to actions per week. And these are really strong call to actions. So they're typically either on Sunday night and Thursday night. So Thursday nights are really popular for like coaching opportunities, call to actions. So if you have a coaching group coming up, then do a post about your coaching group on Thursday night, like around 5 p.m. Mountain. And then Sunday night's really great for calling to action with transformation pictures, talking about your next fit group coming up, because it's like the end of the weekend, everybody's feeling fat and guilty. And like they're always ready to go on Monday. And it's so funny because my husband, he like, by Sunday night, he's always like, oh, I got to get back to eating good. I'm going to start eating good tomorrow on Monday, right? So
totally.
So yeah.
Sounds like Darren. He's like, yeah, I'm going to start working out with you. And I was like, that's cool. That was in January. I haven't done it yet.
That's funny. So that's like really important to have those strong call to actions every week. And then the other thing is just be talking to enough people. So you got to be talking to people every single day. So once your call to action comes or your deadline comes, then you've got enough people to invite or to let them know that today's the last day to order. So I've typically been running a challenge group once a month, and I've been thinking, just watching these other coaches, like some of them are doing 2 per month. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to have 2 start dates, because that gives me 2 deadlines. So the deadline's always going to be the week before. So I always get my calendar and I'll write it down. So I'll write down like challenge group starts on this date, deadline to order is on this date, and so that I have it in my planner and I know exactly when that deadline is and when the group is starting. And then in your call to action about your fit group that's going to be starting, always put the date on it. So tell them exactly, like it starts on the 26th. So that way they know. And I feel like adding one more, so I'm not going to like totally revamp my challenge group and start all brand new posts, because I feel like that would take a ton of work to run, to have 2 start dates in the same month. So I'm just going to keep it as it is, and then just have that, you know, it makes it so you have 2 deadlines instead of 1. What do you guys think about that?
I think that is an awesome idea. And I've actually been watching a lot of girls like Lindsay Matway and Melanie Mitro, and a lot of those girls are all doing that deadline of having like, yeah, I've seen it with a couple of them, and then a couple other coaches, just random ones who, yeah, I've noticed that too. And I was like, hey, for me at first I was like, no, that's too much, too confusing. But really, you don't have to change the dynamic of any of it. It's just now you have 2 deadlines, which means technically that should be twice as many people.
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of is what held me back at the beginning too from running 2 per month, because when I originally started as a coach, I had like planned out posts that I would post every day, and they kind of followed a routine throughout the whole month. And so I was like, wait, I can't run twice a month because I've got these planned out for the whole month. But I'm not really doing that anymore because I felt like I did that so much that people got tired of it and they were dropping out of my group because they kept seeing the same post.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep running it the way that I'm running it because, and I love the post that you added in, Tamara, because those are really creative and really cute, and I struggle with that side of things.
Oh,
like they're very like thoughtful and about self-love and everything.
I just feel like it just brings so much more interaction.
Yeah.
And I started doing like once a month I do a prize week where we have like we started a point system, and then we all just decided everybody who participates, the name goes in a draw, and then I do a live video in the group, and I had the kids pick out whoever won the draw. And so I did like a Monday to Sunday, and I did hashtags, so like motivational Monday, and everybody had to take part in my post. So I'd say like motivational Monday, I want everybody to share like something that motivates you on Monday, a quote that you love, or a picture, or whatever. Tuesday was Transformation Tuesday, let's share where we are at this point. Wednesday I did Woman Crush Wednesday, and I made them share like something personal about themselves. And then I did that all the way through the week, and then at the end of the week we did like a little draw of who won for participation. It just got everybody like opening up and sharing their lives and like commenting on each other's posts, and it was just really fun to see everybody actually like taking part in the group.
That's awesome. I love that it increased the participation and everything. Would you be able to write out like what you did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever?
Yeah,
and you just do it 1 week of the month, is that right?
Yeah.
And just post it in our coach training group? That would be awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Because I've been trying to think of some way to increase participation, because I feel like some of the girls get in there and they don't feel like checking in, or life gets busy, and so they don't want to check in, and then they kind of disappear. So that'd be great to increase the participation for sure.
Totally.
I love it. And so how are you, Ashley? You're on mute. Let me unmute you for a second. Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, I'm good. Sorry, my computer, I don't know why with the Zoom, I can see you and then it freezes my picture and then it won't do any volume. It's so weird, but I have my phone, so I figured it out on here.
Okay, perfect. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. So we're just talking about how to like get people to the commitment part of the invite process.
Perfect.
And so we talked about how it's just really important to be like posting every day so that when people go to your page, they can see everything there. And then so that'll bring me to like kind of the second point, is realize that it's not about you. It's not about us. So like our job is to talk to as many people as we can, because it's really like a numbers game, and it's up to them and their timing whether or not they say yes or no, and whether or not they decide to commit. But these are some of the tips that I feel like really help get people pumped up and past that fear and actually push the button to sign up. So I feel like when I talk to them on the phone, I really try to hear all about them and their lives first, and hear about their goals, what they're working on, and then I ask them, like, why is that important to you? I think it's important to, like, ask a question like that because it makes them dig deeper. It makes them, like, verbalize why they want to change and why it's important to them. And then another thing is it's really important to make it sound fun, because I feel like if we're like, because I'm probably guilty of this, sending voicemails like one after another, and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm really tired. So I have to try really hard to like not sound boring and sound more, and just let them know like you'll love this. So, these girls are amazing and it's a ton of fun. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? So I feel like, and then when you're on the phone with them, just let them know how fun it is. This is a great time. You'll love it. You're going to do amazing. So that's the other part, is like the excitement. I feel like the excitement is really huge, and just really talking it up, talking about how fun it is, because sometimes people I feel like when I talk to people, they kind of get this stressed out feeling like, oh no, I got to do check-ins, and oh no, there's going to be a bunch of other people in there, and they kind of freak out. Yeah. You guys ever get that too?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of it. And the last, like, I've gotten like 5 yeses from brand new invites, super excited. A couple of the girls that got on the phone, the other ones are like, I'm just too busy, I can't make this work. And I'm like, no, like, this is the cool part, is that like we're all in this together. That happens, like, gets busy. Like, it's just all about being there and motivating each other and supporting each other. And we're gonna have bad days, and I have bad days, and that's okay. But that's what this group is for the support when we have those bad days, to help us stay motivated and get back on track. So,
yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect response to that. Sometimes when people tell me that, I'll be like, you don't have to worry about checking in. You know, if you're busy, it's fine. You've still got the tools and the resources that you need at home. And then when they tell me that they're too busy, I'm like, well, these workouts will be perfect because they're so much faster than having to drive to the gym and be there for an hour. And then, you know, and if you're really struggling with time, then these shakes are just so fast and just full of nutrition. So, you know, combating objections like that. And then, so when I get off the phone with them, I'll send them a message and just be like, it was so great chatting with you. I loved hearing about your life and your goals and everything. We're so excited to have you with us. I know without a doubt you're going to absolutely love this and do amazing. That's pretty much what I say to everybody. And I do like big smiley faces and hearts and like emojis to make them feel all excited and get them really pumped up. And then I will post the link below, or immediately ask them for their email address and immediately send them the link. And then I'll be like, did you get the email I sent? And they'll either say yes or no. And then if they say yes, I'll be like, awesome. We're so excited to have you with us. And then I'll wait 24 hours. I won't talk to them for a full 24 hours because I don't want to smother them. And then when I come back, I will usually say something like non-Beachbody related and just be like, hey girl, how was your day? What question, or I don't say what questions can I help you with. Sometimes I do. I think it just depends on the person, but like if you go to their page and you notice it's their little kid's birthday or something, you could ask about that. So I do that, and then if they don't respond that day, then I'll wait another 24 hours, and then I'll send them another message. And like, I think it was Carl Deichler who made this video that just said keep following up with them every single day after you talk to them, because if they were at that point where they were super excited and like ready to go, and then you got to keep following up with them or they'll disappear. So eventually they're going to tell you why they're not committing. Eventually, like, they'll tell you, well, I talked to my husband and yada, yada, whatever. And then you can try to combat that objection. And then if they tell you they can't afford it, then you can tell them about the coaching opportunity. There's a lot of different ways that you can spin it. But I feel like that's why it's so important to be talking to a crap ton of people, because then you're not as let down when someone tells you no or when someone disappears. And that's the thing too, is like, we can't let that bother us. If we allow that to bother us and the negative energy to build up, then that's just what you'll get more of. So you really have to just let it go. If they're not responding to you and answering you, all you can do is like follow up with them every 24 hours. I can comment on a picture once a day, but nothing like overkill. And then that's really all that we can do. It's just probably not their timing, and which is totally fine, because I've had people come back like months later, later. So, but that's why it's so important to have a huge list of people, to have other options, and to not feel so let down if someone says no or disappears. Do you guys have anything else that you feel has helped you help people commit? Okay, cool.
Definitely just the excitement part of it, for sure. Because like, you're either gonna like get them when you start talking to them, or they're just gonna hear want because they're really not really gonna care what you have to say. And so that's been a huge thing. And I've learned, like, after doing this now for as long as I have, that just building that value in your relationship up to that point, like, that's what's going to connect them and get them. And a lot of the relationships that I've built so far with people that have signed up, like, the ones that have signed up are the relationships I haven't pushed and I haven't like over tried. I just was me and like just naturally formed this relationship with them. And it was just like there was something that happened in there where there was just this trust that was built because I wasn't over trying.
Yeah, I love that. I found that too with quite a few people, is there's like a genuine connection there. And I also feel like if you really dive in deep into their lives, and if you find out something that they're struggling with and they open up to you about that, then they're even more likely to trust you and want to commit. So I think that's important, to really dig deep and like ask them more questions about themselves to kind of get to that point. Let's see, what else should we talk about?
I have a couple of questions
Okay,
up
cool.
until now. One of them is back at the beginning. When you guys are talking about running 2 challenge groups at once, are you running those like within the same Facebook group, or do you have 2 separate? Okay, so it's just one Facebook group, but you just have more deadlines essentially to get more people in.
Yeah, it'll just be our Team Elite Fitness page. But
Gotcha.
then I'm just making like 2 deadlines for myself. So it's like more for myself than anything, because I like the last couple of months, I've gotten to the point where I found that there's been like 1 week of the month where it's really slow because I don't have anything to invite to. So I feel like if I have those 2 deadlines, then it'll help me stay focused and more on track. And then this other thing is I really want to run 2 coach apprenticeship groups next month. Instead of just 1, because there's coaches that do them like every week, and I think that's kind of overkill because I've never done it before, so I want to build up to it. And I'll start out with 2, because I mean I've got the Brendan Bouchard event next month, which is like 5 days, so I think 2 would probably be fine. So I was looking at the calendar and thinking probably, so this one girl I was watching, she does hers on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then her deadline for them to sign up is Sunday, which I think is great because everybody's home on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so, because kind of my feeling with running a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday one is that they get in the group and they learn a lot, they're pumped up, and then the weekend hits, and you know what happens on weekends.
Yeah,
people
don't want to do nothing.
Yep, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to sign up. They don't want to. They're not into working out or whatever. I mean, not everybody. I mean, some people still love to work out, but they go do family things like Friday, Saturdays. And so I think it's harder to get them to sign up then. So that's why I really like that one girl. What was her name? I have it on my to-do list to watch her video again. She was on Scotty's call. Taylor Ricker.
Yeah.
So I'll post her call again. Did you watch that one?
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's talking about how she runs them like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think. Mm-hmm. And then
even listening, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead.
Even listening to, was it Jen, his last call? And how she was just saying, like, she set these goals for herself to, like, just do more. And at first it was, like, help 3 people within this time. And then it was help 5 people. And then by the 10th of the month, her goal was to help 10 people. So, like, I see that and I'm like, I can do that. But it's just a matter of, like, stepping out of my comfort zone again, because now I'm in this comfortable space again. So I need to just like try new things and do more and invite that many more people and stop sitting in this like comfortable space, because I'm always going to need to move forward and be changing and trying new things.
Yeah, I love that. And that's what it is really changing and trying new things to figure out what works best. And I think that having more deadlines is going to help me stay on track better personally. So I need to be better about telling you guys when like the deadlines are in our group if you're wanting to add people into our main group. But it's important also to like get started with your own group, because like when I first started as a coach, I never added anybody into Scotty's group. I just started with my own, and I only had 2 girls checking in for the first few months. And so I want all of you guys to know that that's just normal for brand new coaches. We all start at the bottom. We all start from ground zero, and there's usually only a couple of people checking in when you first get started. So don't think that that's weird, or because I've had some coaches tell me like, I don't want to start a challenge group and only have 2 people in it, but that's just the reality, and that's how it is when you first get started. So so I'm going to do a challenge starting on the 12th and then one on the 26th next month. And then our challenge starts next Monday. So the deadline was yesterday, and I like fake. I should have told you guys. I'm so sorry. You know how there's like a million things going on in your mind and you forget to do things? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm thinking of running the apprenticeship like Thursday the 15th, March 15th through the 17th, and then the 29th through the 31st, which puts them signing up on the 1st of April instead of, but I think the 1st is Easter too, so I may not want to be doing that, like having people sign up on Easter. So, but then the Brendan Bouchard event is right the week before that, so maybe we could tweak it to end on Saturday, but Saturday, like, again, like people are out and busy, they're not going to sign up.
Yeah, especially if it's Easter weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just trying to think, because we're obviously running, like the one we're doing right now is with Scotty, and then next month it's going to be us doing it. So should we just do one next month and then bump it up to our 2 starting in April? So we kind of get a feel for how we're going to try doing it this new way, like together.
I think.
What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to take the one out on the 29th, and then I'll do the 1st through the 3rd, and then the 15th to the 17th.
Okay.
Because I really want to push harder next month. Mm-hmm. And so like the 1st through the 3rd, maybe I'll just run it myself, and then the 15th through the 17th, us coaches could run together. Because like that one girl, what was her name? Taylor Ricker, she does it like all by herself. So she does the video on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so we could all do our own individual video, and I could come up with like a template of what you talk about in your video for each day.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Well, thanks so much, guys, for everything that you do. I know, does it seem like everyone's falling off their New Year's goals already? I feel like everybody on Facebook is already like done.
Totally. I even have like a couple girls in my group, and I'm like, where did you go?
Yeah.
Like you were like posting every single day and like posting your selfies and like loving the 80-day obsession, and now I don't know where they are. And then one of my girls is like, yeah, I'm just really like struggling, and she ended up like canceling her stuff, and I was like, I just can't take it personally because I know it's not me, but I'm just like, just kind of like hurts my heart a little bit.
I know, it's so hard, and I've had like 4 people cancel in the last couple of weeks, and it's really hard because everyone was so excited in January.
Yeah.
80 day, and it's really hard to see them leave, but that's just like the reality of this. So that's why personal development is so important, and why we just continue to work on ourselves. You know, the struggle makes us stronger. So we're just going to keep going, talk to as many people as we can. I got my 100 invite list filled out, so I need to grab another one. But do you guys use these?
Yes, totally. And actually, that post that you put in our coach group, I think it was from Lindsay Matway, and she had like all those different like tracker pages and stuff that you can go to. So I found a different 100 invite, and this might sound like super silly, but for me, like I need to have that vision. So she had go for 100 no's or something, and it was like 1 all the way to 100, and I printed a whole bunch of them off, because then I can actually see, like, I'm not counting boxes, and I can see like, okay, I've invited 70 people, I need to push harder and invite more, and I have like those names by the numbers, and then I can actually see like, this is the number of invites that I've done. So I printed a bunch of those off.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to go look at that. I love that. It's probably a lot neater than having them in boxes.
Yeah, because you have like your line like by your number, so you can write. And then I've been trying to put like where my conversation is with them. So like I invite them, and a lot of times I'll get a yes, but then I have an objection. So it's like, yes, but I would love to, however, like it's finances. So if I have that there, then I can follow up and work through those objections with them, instead of like scrolling through our conversation to try to figure out like why they haven't committed yet.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. Awesome. So cool.
Yay.
Well, thanks everybody for coming. I'll let you guys go. But seriously, keep up the amazing work. You guys are awesome, and I love having you on this team. There's going to be so many fun things coming up. Super Saturday, April 7th. And yeah, let's just keep running and going and find those people who need our help, because I know they're out there. Even though some people may have fallen off, like there's tons of people out there who still need our help. So I know that you guys will kill it and do amazing. And I'm so grateful and honored to have your friendships and you. So thanks for everything that you're doing.
Thanks, Heather.
Yeah, great to
Awesome.
see you, ladies.
You too.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.